Hey guys, Dan here coming at you with an all-new one-shot Let's Play. Today, I'm going to be playing Tetris for the Nintendo Entertainment System. This is actually one of those classic games that I've played so many different times in my life on so many different mediums that it's hard for me to not want to revisit the original NES title. There's a couple of different music choices in the game. This one's the most classic Tetris piece, so this is the piece that I'll be going with. There's an airplane going overhead. Couldn't have picked a worse time. Anyway, let's do this. So we're going to start at level 0. And I think this is going to be a lot of fun playing through this game. For those of you who have never played Tetris before, the idea behind the game is literally to take the blocks and match them up into full rows with the tetraminos, which is what they call the pieces. And as you clear them, you get points. And the idea is to just get the highest possible score. The game was released on the Game Boy. It was released on the Nintendo Entertainment System. There was a SNES version. I have a version on my iPhone. You can Google Play Free Tetris online. And there are versions of this game that people have made that you can just play right on the internet for free, right from your browser. It's generally a colorful game. I'm not really sure the difference between modes A and mode B, so we'll check both of those out while we're here today. And for those of you wondering, I'm actually playing this on my computer with a software that I found online that I decided that I am going to do a video review on at some point. For anybody who's into the emulator scene and you have a Mac, finding a good emulator can be a little difficult, but I was fortunate enough to come across a software called OpenEmu, or OpenEmu, depending on your stance. And it is literally the greatest software I've ever used. The version I'm using is a little glitchy at times, but that's only because I'm using the experimental build, which actually offers additional consoles. The experimental build has the N64, you can load a PlayStation BIOS, it supports multiple arcade machine emulation, which is MAME. But the standard one is pretty good too. I've really played myself into a corner here. This is not going to end well. For those of you who are wondering, I am not very good at Tetris, but I feel that it's a game that deserves to be revisited from time to time. Yeah, this is not going to end well. If those of you ever want to see somebody fail at Tetris, this is probably the video to watch. I definitely plan on doing more of these. I'm going to try and do some full playthroughs, but I also want to do some one-shot LPs like this one. And one of the other ones that I actually want to do sometime, hopefully soon, is going to be a game for the Atari 2600, Mega Mania, which I've been playing a lot in the emulator, and I suck equally bad at that one. I just need to regroup here. Wait a second. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Or not. I thought I could do this. Oh, of course, I got that one. That was easy. What about you guys? Do you guys ever play Tetris? Have any of you ever decided to revisit this little classic, or do you stick with more modern gaming? Don't get me wrong, I enjoy modern games. I've been playing a lot of Grand Theft Auto 5, Alien Isolation. You know, I have a Wii U, so I've been playing that. But lately I've also been wanting to go back to my roots of gaming, because when I first started gaming, I was like 3 years old, give or take. Crap. And I literally grew up with systems like the Nintendo Entertainment System, which this was on, but I didn't have this when I was growing up. Oh, that's kind of cool. And then I had the Nintendo 64. I played a lot of Super Mario 64, which on one of my old YouTube channels you can actually see me doing a Let's Play, which I unfortunately abandoned due to lack of viewership. That's a mistake I learned from. That whole channel really was just an experiment, more or less. And this channel is now the one that I'm actually hoping to do stuff with. And, you know, like I've been saying, one of the things I've wanted to do is playing, you know, games. Think of this almost as more of a test than anything. I mean, there's not a lot you can say about Tetris that hasn't already been said. But I at least want to make sure that, you know, I've got my settings right, that I'm recording well, you know, figure out what works, what doesn't. First couple of one-shot LPs are probably going to be guinea pig videos, where I'm just testing a lot of stuff out. But I also want you guys to do me a huge favor. Please, there are a lot of retro games out there. I'm running a software right now that can pretty much emulate any 8, 16, 32, 64-bit system. So tell me what games you guys want to see me experience. There's a lot of games I should have experienced that I haven't experienced. So if you guys tell me what you want to see me play, I'm going to take that, you know, and use that list that you guys give me to pick the games that I play a lot of the time, because I want to give you guys content that you want to watch. I don't just want to force content on you that's not necessarily what you're interested in. Ooh. I like how the colors change. I think it's every time you go up a level, the colors change. And then I'm guessing that mode B is probably going to be the colorful mode, where it's all the colorful Tetraminos. If you guys have an iPhone, there's actually a really cool game, a version of this, that was officially released that features one-touch mode. It's kind of fun. There's also Tetris Blitz, which I've played a few times. I like revisiting the classics. I think we all like revisiting the classics. I've been watching Lamar Wilson a lot. I mentioned him in a video that I put up yesterday. And I butchered his name. I called him by his old YouTube name, which of course was a mistake on my part. I didn't mean to. I just wasn't thinking at that moment in time. And, you know, he's been transitioning over to doing game reviews, and watching him play video games is very funny. If you guys get a chance, check him out. He's Lamar Wilson. It's youtube.com/Lamar Wilson. He does a lot of Amiibo unboxings and Nintendo videos. He's a Nintendo partner, so of course he's living the dream. And of course, I'm giving you guys this particular Let's Play unedited. You know, this is, like I said, I'm doing a lot of tests, so I'm doing this one completely unedited, just kind of letting it fly off the cuff here. See how this works out. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. The only systems I really can't do any Let's Plays for right now are going to be more modern systems like the PlayStation, the Wii U, the PlayStation 3, the Wii U, things of that nature. That's only because I haven't had a chance to pick up a capture device yet, but I'm kind of holding off on that until I know that there's a good reason to get one. Ooh, there we go. Now we're starting to see the rainbow of Tetris come into play here, the blues and greens and whites. And now this is starting to look like the iconic version of Tetris that we're all familiar with from growing up, because let's face it, there's not a lot of people who are searching this out of curiosity for Tetris. There's probably a lot of people who are searching for this video, and they're just typing in "people fail at Tetris." But I'm actually kind of doing really good. I think this is one of the best, I just jinxed myself. I was going to say, I think this is one of the best rounds of Tetris I've ever played, if I really had to think about it for a second. Crap. And this is where it's all going to go downhill from here. I'm just going to totally lose it from here. If I somehow manage to get out of this... Ah, crap. You can see that music speeding up to let me know, hey, you're messing up, buddy. Wait a second. And here we go, and death in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't think that was too bad. 3,467 points for first time playing the NES version. That wasn't too bad. Yeah, I got a lot of the long 1x4 Tetramos. That's good. So now let's take a look and see what mode type B is, but of course we're going to keep the music the same. Let's see what this is. So far, this feels pretty much the same as the first Tetris mode that I was playing. Not really noticing any differences here. Sure, there are some differences, but I'm not really feeling it. I mean, even the color scheme isn't really... I'm not seeing like the rainbow mode here, so I'm not really sure what's going on with this mode here. Yeah. So this is a fun little experiment. I'm probably about to play myself into a very bad corner here unless I can get some pieces that I actually need. Crap. See if we can't fake this here for a little bit. Here we go. Booyah! Yeah, take that, Tetris. Hey, you think you're so tough. You're not tough, Tetris. Rotate. Good. Crap. Have you ever played a game of Tetris? You can kind of just tell right when you were screwed. Like, you could see the exact moment where you placed the piece and it was absolutely the wrong spot. You couldn't have made a worse placement. Yeah, I just had a moment like that. But like I was saying, I'm playing this on my computer with the software OpenEmu. I'm very open about the pronunciation. I'm not sure what the devs officially want it to be called. But OpenEmu or OpenEmu, either seems good to me. And it's a really nice software because it's open source. So it's got all the cores for all the different open source emulators that have already been made over the years. But then it's also got controller support. Like, right now I'm using my Wiimote Plus, just because it's what I have readily available that could easily connect wirelessly, and have the right amount of buttons for an NES game. But I can actually take my PlayStation 3 controller, plug it in via USB right into the computer, and the software will just immediately go, oh, you have a PlayStation 3 controller plugged in. Would you like to use that, or would you like to use the mouse and keyboard? So that makes it very easy. I don't have to go through and set up all kinds of different plugins and all that. Some of the more modern systems, like the PlayStation, are a little more difficult to get up and running. I've watched a few videos. Eventually I'm going to sit down and figure out how to get them up and running, because there are some PlayStation games I'd love to go back and revisit, especially with the upcoming release at the end of the year of Star Wars The Force Awakens. I absolutely want to go back and play through old Star Wars games, and just do some playthroughs of those in honor of The Force Awakens. Even though they're technically not considered canon anymore, I'd still very much like to go back and do those. I used to love Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace on the PlayStation. I think that was one of my favorite Star Wars games that I played when I was growing up. There were a lot of bad ones. I guess, Star Wars is subjected to the same butchering of media as every other franchise in the world. Ah, crap. Yeah, I just had one of those moments again where I was like, I might have just messed this up and screwed myself out of this game. Yeah, I find it very hard to believe that this is going to end well. Although, it's possible I could still bounce back. At least one more time. Oh yeah! I think the easiest way for you guys to ever find this video is just going to be to search Tetris fail. I think that's the title that I'm going to give this Let's Play episode. Tetris fail. And done. Alright. Alright, so guys, I hope you enjoyed watching me check out these two modes of Tetris. This was a lot of fun. I'm going to go now. As always, you can find me on Twitter, twitter.com/DanStransky. I have a blog, 1138geekconfessions.wordpress.com. Oh, wow, I set a high score for Type B Tetris. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. Better throw my name in here on my emulator system. Yeah, I'm having a little trouble with my controller here. But yeah, you can find me twitter.com/DanStransky, my blog 1138geekconfessions.wordpress.com. I do reviews for DC Comics and Vertigo Comics on Weird Science DC Comics blog. .blogspot.com. I think that's the URL. It's in my last video. I'll put it in the description of this video as well, so you guys can find that. I'm also on their podcast, which is now on iTunes. And I'll be back soon playing another game for you guys to watch me fail at. So until next time, this is Dan signing off.